The saga of the Jeffrey Epstein files is far from over. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Wednesday, July 16th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. President Donald Trump is facing more pressure over the Epstein files. After promising to do so during his re-election campaign, the Trump administration has now said it will not release files related to the late sex offender. That has infuriated many Trump supporters, and the issue doesn't seem to be going away, despite Trump telling Epstein truthers in his base to move on. Yesterday, House Speaker Mike Johnson said he supports the release of the Epstein files. It's the first time the Republican leader has broken so publicly with the president. Meanwhile, Democrats smell a political opportunity. They nearly managed to force a vote yesterday to take up the issue on the House floor, but Republicans voted to block it. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries spoke about the files earlier this week at a news conference.
The American people deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to this whole sordid Jeffrey Epstein matter. Democrats didn't put the Jeffrey Epstein thing into the public domain. This was a conspiracy that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last several years. And now the chickens are coming home to roost.
Several House Republicans do want the Epstein files to be released, but at least for now, they don't want to join Democrats to force the issue. Number 2 is a Post exclusive. The Trump administration asked multiple states for data on voters and voting equipment. In recent months, the Justice Department has taken the unusual step of asking at least 9 states for copies of their voter rolls. According to officials, at least 2 states have partially complied. The most unusual activity is happening in Colorado. That's a state that Trump lost by 11 points last year. A consultant who says he's working with the White House has reached out to county clerks in Colorado. He's asked if they will allow the federal government or a third party to physically examine election equipment. Federal agencies have long offered technical assistance and cybersecurity advice to state election officials, but they have not examined their equipment because election laws tightly limit who has access. Overall, these moves by the Trump administration have sparked concern among local and state election officials. They're worried about federal interference ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. Number 3. Trump officials halted work on a new way to predict extreme rainfall. Until this spring, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration had been working on a crucial new tool. It would have helped communities predict how rising global temperatures will alter the frequency of extreme rainfall. But the Post reported this morning that the Commerce Department has indefinitely suspended work on the tool. Meanwhile, the toll of intensifying storms is becoming increasingly apparent. In the first 15 days of July, the National Weather Service has reported twice the usual number of flash floods, including those that killed at least 130 people in central Texas. Number 4. The Minnesota shooting suspect confessed to killing a lawmaker and her husband. Yesterday, prosecutors revealed new details from the investigation into Vance Belter. Belter is accused of murdering Democratic Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband last month. He's also accused of injuring another lawmaker and his wife. Prosecutors said Belter wrote a handwritten confession addressed to FBI Director Kash Patel. It was found in what's thought to be Belter's getaway car. Belter also allegedly claimed in the letter that he had been acting on secret orders from Democratic Governor Tim Walz. The official leading the case described the letter as a fantasy. A major study shed new light on the cause of obesity. That's our fifth story. Obesity is uncommon in less developed nations of the world and widespread among those of us in wealthy, highly industrialized countries. You might think that part of the reason for that is how much less we tend to move, especially when compared to people who depend on hunting and gathering or labor-intensive kinds of farming to survive. But a new study upends that assumption. Scientists compared energy expenditure among more than 4,000 people living extremely different kinds of lifestyles around the world. They found that Americans and Europeans actually burn about the same number of total calories each day compared to hunter-gatherers, herders, foragers, and anyone else living in less developed nations. That unexpected finding almost certainly means that inactivity is not the main cause of obesity in the US and elsewhere. Instead, it's probably the simple fact that Americans eat too much, and too many ultra-processed foods in particular. That may not be a big surprise, but if we want to tackle obesity, it helps to know what is and isn't causing it. Number 6. Emmy nominations were announced yesterday. As the Post's TV critic has pointed out, Emmy voters seem to love a television show that starts with the letter S. Think Succession, Shogun, and now Severance.
Hi, Mark. Mr. Milchard. I see you left work 6 minutes early. May I come in?
The dystopian workplace show from Apple TV picked up a whopping 27 Emmy nominations yesterday. That includes Best Lead Actor and Lead Actress and Best Drama. The White Lotus got 23 nominations, while Hacks and The Bear continue to dominate the comedy category, whether or not you agree that The Bear actually is a comedy. New shows The Pit, The Penguin, and The Studio also picked up nominations. You can see a full list of the Emmy hopefuls in our newsletter today. The awards will be handed out September 14th in Los Angeles. If you're not on the invite list, don't worry, you can still watch it on CBS. And at number 7, 2 men were sentenced to prison over the felling of an iconic tree in England. You might remember this case from 2023. That's when vandals chopped down what might have been the most beloved tree in England, the Sycamore Gap. They also damaged a nearby historic wall. The tree appeared in the 1991 movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, starring Kevin Costner. It was also a popular spot for walkers, photographers, and, of course, romantic souls who wanted a scenic backdrop for their marriage proposals. The killing of the tree sparked national outrage, and yesterday, the hapless duo who cut it down were handed their punishments. They were each sentenced to 4 years and 3 months in prison. At the sentencing, the judge said the act had given the men some kind of thrill. Prosecutors described the pair as moronic. As for the tree, it may get a chance at a second life. This spring, the tragic stump showed the first signs of new green shoots. All right, you're all caught up. Some big news from friend of the 7, Christina Quinn. You can now listen to new episodes of her podcast, Try This, every single week. Each week, Christina will bring you actually achievable advice through conversations with experts. Don't worry, there will still be seasonal courses released, but this way you won't need to wait until the next course to keep learning from Try This and the wonderful Christina. For your next listen, check out her latest episode. It's all about summer travel. Travel reporter Natalie Compton shares the latest tips on how to book better, pack lighter, and travel smarter no matter where you're headed. Listen to Try This wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.